What is going on? Chris here again with another video, and for today in the garage we have my 2022 Honda Insight. The reason it is in here is because my rear passenger shock absorber has officially gone out. It's rattling, it's crackling, whatever you want to go ahead and say. It's got annoying noises in the cabin. It's got to go. It's finally worn out. So I did take it to a local Honda dealership out here just to give me a quote on what it would be, do the whole diagnostic on it, and it was the shock absorbers or the strut. Like I had thought it was, but they wanted to charge me close to $2,000 to replace the both rear. And I looked online, it's about $150 for the part. So long story short, the part is now here. I ordered one and I'm gonna go ahead and swap that out myself. So I figured there was no videos on YouTube for the Honda Insight. So if you guys end up having that same issue, you can come over here as a reference. So the car does have 80,000 miles on it, or give or take 75 to 80,000 miles on it right now at time of filming. And for some reason it has decided to go out. So in order to save myself some money, make a video, get some content out there for you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and attempt this myself. So let's go ahead and get into it. So right here, just to kind of show you how they came up to the $1,900. So that is both the rear shock assembly parts. They try to get me on coolant exchange. They try to get me on some coolant exchange, trans, brake fluid, and four-wheel alignment. Obviously, I can do all that stuff on my own, but the parts and labor for the rear shock assemblies, yeah, $1,200. First things first, let's go ahead and bust off these nuts, get the car jacked up, and then see what we're working with. All right, now with the tire out of the way, we got access to what we're dealing with. All right, can never be too safe. Got jack stands down here, and the front of the car is chalked and in park. All right, guys, so right up here, there's gonna be two bolts. This is gonna be a 12 millimeter and a 12 millimeter up there as well. Right along towards the bottom. And right here is gonna be a 17 millimeter. So 17 millimeter and two 12 millimeters, which you can see right there. Those are the two that you're gonna have to remove. All right, there goes one. All right, here comes number two. And for the bottom, I'm using a 17 millimeter ratcheting wrench. With the spring here, it's hard to get tooling, hard to get the impact. So here we go with the ratcheting wrench. It's working just fine. There we go. Pull the whole assembly out. And there is one shock. So I didn't record it off of this camera, but I have some footage on my phone, but that should not be doing that. And that's what you hear when you're driving. Little clunking. Very annoying. All right, let's take off this little cap. Just get a little flathead. Just pop it off just like so. And that's gonna reveal that little nut right there. All right, to show you guys what I had to do here. So there's a nut here, and on the inside there's a little hex. So they're locking. I used a 14 millimeter wrench to hold this down, and then a T30 bit to come from the top and loosen this. All right, old one, new one. Took off the sock, all the grommets are still in there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slide that on the new one. So there's your part number, sleeve on, grommet. We're gonna go ahead and grab our cap and just throw that on. Just throw that nut back on. All right, everything tightened back down, and we can throw it back on the car. So here's a good view for you guys. Here's the two 12 millimeter bolts. I just moved this mudguard to the side, and you'll be able to see pretty well on what you're doing. So pretty self-explanatory, quick and easy install. So let me go ahead and throw this wheel back on and give it a nice little test drive. All right, let's go ahead and do our test drive. But that's the audible noise that we've been hearing. So with the strut changed out, it hasn't gotten any better. So now I'm thinking it's a component inside of the strut. I'm thinking it might be one of those cushions. The rattling was still in the car. Fast forward you guys once again. It ended up being the strut top mount itself. So this is the brand new one I just bought. If I shake it, you hear nothing. Here's the old one. I shake it, you hear the rattling. So inside here, there is an isolator that basically got worn out and disintegrated. Inside of it was this little piece of foam that kind of turned into dust when I originally took off the other one. So I put the new strut on with the old cap. I still heard the rattling noises still going on. Well, fast forward, I just got the brand new one in, and there's a new isolator in there making no noise. So fingers crossed, I'm going to reassemble everything and get it back on the car, do a nice little test drive, and hopefully that noise has resolved. If it does, we're back on business, or back in business. All right, cap goes back on, and we're ready to mount this back into the car, just like so. All right, strut is now back in. Everything is nice and tight. Throw that wheel back on and take it for another spin. All right, moment of truth. Hallelujah. I think we're in business. Quiet as can be. No annoying rattling. Let's go over the sewer drain, the sewage drain. For extra measure. Yep. We're back in business. This car is like brand new again. Thank goodness. All right, well that's gonna wrap up today's video. We have solved the clunking issue on the Honda Insight. Almost like it's brand new.